And speaking of all the money, we've just been talking about the big tech CEOs and the billionaires. They've been putting their money to work when it comes to President-elect Trump and the inauguration, which is coming on Monday. Eamon Jabbers joins us with some new details. Morning, Eamon.
Yeah, good morning, Sarah. Look, this is something that we've never seen before. The CEOs of some of the most powerful and wealthy technology and media companies in the world seated on the platform for the inauguration of an American president. Here's what we know. The CEOs of Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Tesla, and of course the social media site X will all appear on the Capitol's West Front. Each company has enormous stakes, in some cases possibly existential stakes, in decisions that could be made by President-elect Trump. For Tim Cook of Apple, for example, it's all about U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods. Trump has called for tariffs on imports from China as high as 60%, and Apple has said to produce as much as 95% of its iPhones and Macs in China. Obviously a huge issue for them. Jeff Bezos' Amazon has enormous contracts with the federal government, as does his smaller rocket company, Blue Origin. The billionaire who feuded with Trump during his first term in office has sought to mend that relationship, visiting the president-elect at Mar-a-Lago in December. The Washington Post, which Bezos owns, broke with precedent and declined to make an endorsement in the recent presidential election. Stakes equally dramatic for Google's Sundar Pichai, with the threat of a breakup of the search giant Google looming. The Trump Department of Justice will make crucial decisions affecting the outcome of that case. Trump has expressed some skepticism of the idea of breaking up Google back in October. That may be an opening for Google. Pichai might be thinking about that as he sits on the platform on Monday. And it's even more personal for Mark Zuckerberg. Trump has repeatedly threatened to send the Meta CEO to prison, or said he should go to prison. Trump would not have the power, obviously, to do that directly, but his DOJ would have the power to initiate investigations into Meta. And Zuckerberg has enormous interest, clearly, in the outcome of the debate over TikTok, the popular and growing social media site that competes with Facebook and Instagram. Donald Trump may have a lot to say about the fate of TikTok. We'll wait and see next week. And Elon Musk, of course, guys, as you know, has been by the president-elect's side at Mar-a-Lago nearly day and night since Election Day. Almost all of his companies are tied up with the federal government in terms of regulation, contracts, and the like. He's been floated as a potential buyer for TikTok in any Trump brokered deal that might happen after the Supreme Court weighs in here on TikTok. So we'll see what happens. But all of these CEOs, as you watch on Monday, who will be sitting there at this inauguration, all have enormous stakes in what this president might be deciding in the months to come, guys. Back over to you.
Amy, just I want to clarify. The president-elect has taken back those things that he said about Mark Zuckerberg. That is not the latest state of things. It is much more positive, and I know that both of them want to be sure that that's not the case. The repeat is sent to jail. Just pointing it out because of the people that you mentioned who have the best relationships. It's now Zuckerberg.
Yeah, no, I mean, Zuckerberg has clearly, done a lot to get himself close to Donald Trump, but Trump said multiple times last year that he thought that Zuckerberg should be sent to jail for a long period of time or for life if he meddles in the election using Facebook. Trump has said that he thinks that Zuckerberg has steered Facebook against him in the past. You know, those things, when they come from somebody who is president of the United States, carry enormous, enormous weight. And obviously, as you look to the calculus inside Zuckerberg's head for why he's doing what he's doing, you have to take that into account. And I think we saw the president-elect asked last week about whether he thinks his threats against Mark Zuckerberg had an effect in changing Zuckerberg's mind on some of these issues. And the president-elect said, yes, he does believe that that happened.
And is TikTok CEO going to be there? What's the latest?
We do expect the TikTok CEO to be there as well. In this case, we're just talking about American CEOs, but we also are expecting the vice president of China to be there as well. So this is a president-elect who has given a lot of thought to who he wants to be up there and the message that that sends to the world in terms of American power and the power of this presidency. You know, this president-elect is as powerful a president as we have seen, between the Supreme Court, which is aligned with him ideologically and has granted the president enormous immunity powers, control of the Congress, control of his political party, his dominance of some of these tech CEOs, and what we've seen in terms of his outreach to business. This president is poised to have as much power as any president as we have seen, and what we're about to learn is what he intends to do with it.